Hello, hello! Happy Tuesday Night Live. Hopefully this is working and I am where I need to be. My name is Betty Sakosha. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States and the team leader for the Power of Positive Inking. It's Tuesday night, January the 3rd, 2023. How did that happen, right? So here's hoping that 23 is going to be a better year than it's been in years. No matter how good last year was, here's hoping it's better. And if last year wasn't great, here's definitely hoping it's better. Okay, so I'm here. Whatever. Here's to better hair days in 2023. In any case, I'm here to tell you that some free stuff is coming. I am missing stuff coming through, so I can't even tell who's on here. So I apologize if I'm not saying hello, but hello to all. But I'm here to tell you about some stuff that is coming for free. What a great way to start off a whole new year is with free stuff, right? So Sale A Bration starts in 2 days in the United States. Well, probably everywhere it starts in 2 days. Depends when you're watching this, but it starts on January 5th. So I'm not allowed to show you the catalog, but I can show you some things I made with it. So let me flip you down and tell you about what I think is going to be the most popular stamp set. Could be wrong, been wrong before, but I don't think so. With this one, I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I can move you a little. Well, maybe that's as close as you're going to move. Sorry. There we go. At least I can center you, right? Okay, so here is the Sale A Bration catalog that I am not allowed to open. It's sort of killing me, but you can see all the good things that are in there. And I'm going to show you what I think is going to be the most popular stamp set in the catalog. I think there's a lot of good things, but okay, let me show you. Adorable owl, so well named. Stampin' Up! For at least a lot of years has always had an animal, a cute animal, inside of their Sale A Bration offerings. So in the past we've had, I believe we've had donkeys, we've had, I know we've had donkeys, we've had otters, penguins maybe, goats, no, sheep, I don't know, sheep for sure. In any case, this year it's owls. So you get 3 adorable owls. I know they're adorable because they're named that way. With 3 greetings. My friend, it's your day, and hoot, hoot, you're so cute. What's really nice about these owls, and it will mean something to you if you were around for the sheep era of Sale A Bration, is that these owls actually have really cool eyes because they've got like a little bit of shine in their eyes, kind of built into the stamp, so you don't have to figure that out, which is nice. Okay, so these are red rubber stamps, and I am going to make a project with them tonight. I know you're going to love this. Well, I think you're going to love it. If you don't like owls, you can go away now because this is all about the owls. Okay, so let me bring in my first project. Actually, I'm not going to make this, but this was the inspiration for the next one that I'm going to show you. And here he is. I did the owl with, there's an owl with the tuxedo, with a bow tie. An owl that's kind of in flight, and then an owl with a birthday or a party hat on. So I actually was designing this project around New Year's, so this kind of spoke to me. He looked like he was on his way to a New Year's party. So there he is. So I wanted to show you the maybe unusual paper that I chose for this. I chose paper that is called let me see. It's called Perfectly Penciled. It's right there, 12 by 12 paper, and it can be found on page 133 of your annual catalog. So why I call it unusual for this is that a lot of it doesn't look like it would necessarily fit with an owl, right? So it's definitely all just black and white paper that you can definitely add your own color to in a variety of ways. But here are some of the patterns. This one's very, kind of wildflowery, and then these are a bunch of patterns, and then the other side there's a lot of flowers, and these are kind of nice to color in in a lot of different ways. Maybe I should have had that one. Yeah, I should have had that one that way. So I have one side that's mostly white with flowers, and then the other side that's a lot more neutral to be used, I guess, with owls. So that's what's inspired the card that I'm going to make for you today. So today I'm using the exact same layout. It was an easy layout, so I'm going with that. And the paper that I'm using can be found. It's called Happy Forest Friends. It's 12 by 12 paper, and it can be found on page 132 of your annual catalog. And this coordinates with the stamp set called Happy Forest Friends Suite. No, the stamp set must be called Forest Friends. I'm guessing it is. I'm going to take the time and look it up. It's on page 46 of your annual catalog. If this is your first time tuning in and you want to tune in again, you probably should have your catalog with you because I'm constantly forgetting the names of things, but I can tell you where you can find them. Happier Than Happy is the name of the stamp set, and it is found on page 47. It is adorable. However, I actually don't own it, but I love the paper, and I'll show you why. It really is very cute paper. So this one's got a lot of greenery and a couple of acorns. Some mushrooms that are in, I don't know if they're, I think Calypso. I'm going to say it's Calypso. Some stumps and some greenery. This one actually has some of the Happier Than Happy animals in it. Then this one is very unusual paper because it is it's 12 by 12 paper. Let me see if I can raise this up so I can show you the whole paper. Sorry if I'm making you sick for a second. Come on. There we go. Okay. This paper is unusual in that it's got a lot of different areas to it. But they don't necessarily all speak to each other or play well together. So, for instance, this could be its own card here, and this could be its own card, this could be its own card, and this could be its own card. As opposed to the next sheet that I wanted to show you. And that is this one, which just makes like a beautiful scrapbook paper. I really have a hard time cutting anything that looks this good. I just want to put it in a frame and put it on the wall like this. It just makes me happy. But you certainly could cut it up and you could use it as well with these owls. The other side is much more neutral. So you've got some olive green. These look kind of like hearts, but they might look like just, I don't know, little chicken feet patterns. I don't know. Some gray, pretty neutral pattern. This looks like crumb cake, maybe. Yeah, I think it's crumb cake. Just a very light yellow, soft pattern, and then this one. So typical of most Stampin' Up! Pattern paper where one side is busy and the other side not so much. So let me pull in my guts for this card. Again, this is my inspiration, and I'll put this off to the side here. I'm using pretty typical half a sheet of cardstock. I cut it hamburger style, so it is cut at 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm just going to fold this in half. So here's an interesting fact. I hardly ever score my paper if I'm doing a hamburger style. If I'm doing hot dog, you kind of have to score it, but hamburger style, I hardly ever score it, and I just fold it in half just the way I've shown you there. I was watching Sarah Douglas today, CEO of Stampin' Up., who says she doesn't even have a bone folder at her house. So I'm thinking, I mean, I have a bone folder and I use it, but it made me think that I'm not alone with my lazy stamping. If Sarah Douglas can do that, then so can I. Okay, so let me put together my parts. So I'm going to use my little, what I called, I think they're little hearts. But again, they could be like just little footprints. I don't know. I don't know what they are. I'm going to call them hearts. And I'm going to use those. They're on the opposite side of the mushroom paper. Let's see. I'm going to try something crazy today and use Stampin' Seal instead of my Tombow green glue. Let's see how long. It's within reach, so I can, if I change my mind, I can grab it. What I've done here is that this is 1.25 inches paper, And then this is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So this is 1 3/8. All right. And then this piece, I cut out it's the opposite of that side, right? So it's got a lot of the stumps in the forest, but none of the animals. Oh, I take that back. There's a little snail there. He's cute. Okay, so this is just 1/4 of an inch smaller. So this is at 4 inches by 5 1/4. So this is going to be the front of my card. I should not have put this down yet, and I'll tell you why. Oh, let me grab, hang on. I'm grabbing my silicone mat here. The reason I'm telling you not to put that down yet, yikes, okay, I'm going to put it on my silicone mat first, is because everything is hand cut, and you kind of don't know if it's going to be a little bit long. Like, my intention was that this was the same length, but it's not always. So before I put it down, I kind of like to put the layering parts together to make sure that they really, oh, look at that, lined up. I didn't even need to pull this apart. Okay, sorry about that. The reason I'm using a silicone mat is because I already have adhesive on here and I can stick it right to the mat and it's going to pull up and not be a problem. If you don't own a silicone mat, add it to your shopping list because you need it. All right, so this is going to go on here. I'm doing portrait, but you could do the same kind of card landscape. Okay, so that's my card base. Now let's pull in what I'm using to put my bird on. Okay, so previously on the first card, I did white and black here, so I'm going to do white and Calypso Coral. And I'm using this set of dies here. This is called the Stylish Shapes dies, and that can be found on page... Where's the page? That can be found right here on page 175. Page 175 of your annual catalog. Doesn't look nearly so good in the catalog, so it could be easily overlooked. It doesn't look exciting in any way. It is probably among the most used die sets that I own. It's $30, well worth every cent. So if you don't own it or you don't have these shapes, what's really nice about it is that it cuts out... Let me show you. It cuts out the shape and then it puts in the stitch mark. But the opposite of it is that, let me grab, hang on, is what it cuts out also has the stitch shape. Okay, so you could use this kind of doubly as a really cool layering thing. So I cut out, this is the exact paper that I cut out my next layer, which is the Calypso Coral, like that. So I could use this as well as this. That's the really kind of cool thing about this stamp set, or this set of dies. Okay, so I've got my white, and I'm going to just zoom in if I can. Come on, phone, work with me. There we go. Well, sort of works with me. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my bird. Where did I put it? All right, and I'm going to use the little flying bird. Yeah, let's use the little flying bird for this one. He fits very nicely on a little C block. He's on a C block. And I'm going to do him in Memento because I want to color him in using my blends. So I'm going to use him in Memento. And hopefully, this is tricky because he fits just right. Hopefully. Let's see. Woo! Okay, so there he is. He fills up the whole square there. Perfect. All right. I had a chamois. I had a relatively new chamois. I just opened it yesterday. It's pretty... Oh, here it is. Okay, so yesterday this was brand new. Well, whatever. It works. That's why we love them, right? Because they work. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do with my little bird. I'm going to color him in using my blends. You could also use watercolor pencils. You could use markers. You could use watercolor pencils just as pencils, or you could use them as watercolors. You could use markers. There's lots of different ways you can color it in, but this is how I'm choosing to do it, is with these blends. So the first thing that I'm going to do is actually use the light smoky slate, and I'm going to go right underneath his eyes here and kind of put sort of like, not really eyeshadow, but kind of give him some big bags under there. And then I'm going to do this right under his chin here as well. So it's going to make that a little bit darker. And then I'm going to go in with my, my light crumb cake. I cannot see any comments that are coming through. So if you are asking questions, maybe you can talk to each other, and I will answer them afterwards. I apologize. I don't know what's going on, but it is what it is. Okay, this says, oh, this is dark crumb cake. Okay, this bird is going to be the opposite of all the samples I've made. Sure, that's okay. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if that's okay. I might want to go in and grab some darker gray, because I'm using the light gray as I intended to use the light crumb cake. Oops. It happens. Okay, so let me go grab my dark gray. Apologies. Okay, let me go in and add a little bit of the dark gray to this, because this is going to add, it adds a little. I'll show you my samples when I'm done. I don't want to add too dark down here, because that's going to be his light belly. All right. And then I'll just go back and kind of blend that in. Yeah, kind of looks like eyeshadow. Okay, if his face is that color, then his body should be, his belly should be the same, I think. I really don't know that much about owls. If you know about owls, tell me. Actually, I can't see your comments, so talk to each other about if this is even close to what an owl would look like. Okay, what's nice about the blends is they are well named, and they do blend. As soon as you kind of add the colors together, you'll see that they kind of take over and do their thing. All right, now we're going to do light crumb cake on the rest of the owl. And he's really easy to color. By pretty, I mean he's very easy to color. I don't stay in the lines well, so, plus I'm using the brush tip, which is much more difficult to stay in the lines, but I'm trying to do this quickly. Maybe that's a mistake. But I'm living on the edge. New year, new me. All right, we'll put some dark gray on the inside of his ear. All right, perfect. Okay, and his little nose, I'm going to, what am I using? I am using Dark So Saffron on his little beak. I called it a nose. It's a beak. I know that enough about birds to know that that's called a beak. Okay, and his little feet are the same color. So cute, right? So then I decided I'm going to make his eyes match the paper. So this paper has Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive, Mossy Meadow, but I decided Old Olive. I'm going to give him Old Olive eyes. So I'm going to start with light green, and I'm going to see if that color appeals. Oh, yes. I'm going to stick with light green. Okay, there we go. Oh, look at that. So easy. What's really nice, I'm telling you, if you were around for the goats, you know, it's really handy that these little things have like the cone of light or whatever you call it. I used to be an audiologist. There's a thing called cone of light inside your ears. I don't know what it's called in your eyes, but this little shiny part of your eye really makes him feel like he's kind of real. right? I think he looks kind of real. Okay, so that's that. We're going to attach him to, oh, look at, this happens on the back. So just make sure that when you're coloring, if you're using blends, that you have a protective surface if whatever you're coloring on matters to you. All right, so I'm going to layer this right on here. Perfect. We'll give him some dimensionals and pop him right on this card. He is, oh my gosh, he is so cute. And he really actually is quite fun to color. And we'll put him right here. Okay, now for some words. So he comes with these words, my friend, it's your day, and hoot hoot, you're so cute. But I am going to use my friend. I think if he had a hat on, I might do it's your day. And if I really knew who I was sending this to, I might do hoot hoot, you're so cute. But I'm going to use my friend because it's a good kind of, I don't know, generic way to... So it's a good generic card to send. Now I'm going to give you a couple options of how you could do this. Often when you are cutting paper, if you because our paper comes the size it does, we often cut off layers in order to layer the paper. We're often cutting off some a quarter of an inch here, a half an inch there. So as a result, you end up with these half-inch pieces all the time. So I just keep these in a little bin, and that they're great for greetings. So that's what I'm using here. So what I'm going to do is use my this punch here. Don't know the name of it. There's the number, but for the life of me, I don't know the name of it. And it gives you the ability to punch various patterns in various sizes. So the first one is a quarter of an inch. The way I like to use it is I slide my paper in and then flip it over and just make sure, can you see on the back there? I just want to make sure that this is kind of lined up evenly in here. And then just, whoops, that looks pretty good. I'm going to go with it. Commit to that, and then you're left with this edge. And then my next layer, I can go in and do slightly larger. That's going to go in. But again, I just want to make sure on the back that it's even, because your paper isn't always even, so... everything is hand done. It's not always exact, but you want it really as close as you can get. So now I'm going to punch that. And what's nice is that now you have these two that layer together nicely. So this is an option. So I'm going to take my Memento ink and stamp my friend on here. Like that. So I can layer this and put this on coming in from the side of the card. But I think I'm going to do something a little bit different because I was using my stylus shapes. I'm going to use two more dies that come in from here, and that these two little flag dies, banner dies. Not sure what you call them. I would call them banner dies. So these layer together, and I previously cut them, so I'm going to use those instead for this one. So it's going to layer just like that. All right. Oops. All right, let me show you another helpful thing. If you've got something really, this is kind of narrow, it's a good idea to bring in your silicone mat for that if you're using an adhesive that potentially goes off the side of it, so that you make sure if it does go off the side, it's just sticking to your silicone mat and not to your actual whatever surface you're stamping on. Okay, so my friends, because why not? I'm gonna put it right down here like so. Okay, and let's just add a little bit of bling. So let me give you some options for bling. I went through my package to find things that matched, and so these were some options that I thought might work nicely. One is the Elegant Faceted Gems, because they come in sort of this kind of, I don't know, kind of like a peachy color, which could look really nice on here, as well as off-white and kind of clear. So these are some nice options. This is just being discontinued. The Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. They went nicely with the, there's one more color in there. There's a reddish one in here as well. But they went really nicely with that gnome Christmas or winter paper. You might still be able to get these on the last chance list. I'm not positive, but they go really, those are nice and sparkly, and they would go beautiful with that. But what I have decided is that I'm going to use the Champagne Rhinestones. I love these. They're beautiful, and they go so pretty with any kind of calypso or any little pink or peachy type looks to them. So I'm going to go with this, but look at this. I'm down to my very last, my last one here. So let me show you a tip that I do when I have, when I'm using some new accessories. Where are the scissors? Okay. I thought I brought them over, but I didn't. Okay, so these are my snips, and I'm just going to snip right up the side of the plastic. Everybody has a different way to keep their accessories and how they deal with them, but this I don't even remember where I heard it, but it seems to be working well for me because I'm able to just slide them out like so, and then slide them back in. That way they're protected when I put them in my drawer or whatever. And I really, really do not like, this makes me crazy, right? Because so it's adhesive, but it often will stick to the paper here as you're pulling it out, and pull off your adhesive, pull off your accessories. Just makes me crazy. It's just me. I know, I get it. But this seems to work well for me. So if you have that same kind of mindset, this might be an option for you, is to just slide off the side there, and then you can slide them out. All right, so I'm going to take 3 of these. They come in a couple different sizes. I'm going to take, let's see. I'm going to put 2 little guys up here, I think. And then one bigger guy down here, like that. And it just adds just the right amount of sparkle. Okay, so let me pull that out. Let me clear my space. I'm just going to take that and pop it right back in. I can put it right in with the rest of my accessories. I will bring in my other sample, my original sample that I made for today. I use the alternative way to put my words. I use the triple, I don't know what we call this punch. There's 3 different patterns that you can get from 3 different sizes, and there's actually 2, and there's 2 sizes. So there's like 6 different options here. This is well worth the money. But I did that with my friend there. Whereas this one I chose to do, to layer the stylish shapes. So let me know, leave a comment, let me know which you prefer. I kind of feel strongly about this one, but you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. All right, so those are the 2, oh, and here's the thing. Look at this owl is completely different. Remember, was this crumb cake? I feel like I used... Oh, because I used 2 dark crumb cakes. These are the same. Are these really the same color? They really are the same color. I'm sorry about that. This is how he was intended to look. Here's just another version of this owl. So he's a little bit darker here. He's a little bit lighter there. And then my original one that I made, this little guy going to his New Year's Eve party. And he's in gray, with some crumb cake on here, and another version of him with a red bow tie. So this stamp set will be available for free. Did I mention that? For free as a Sale A Bration item with a $50 qualifying purchase. So if you spend $50 on products prior to tax and shipping, you can choose these adorable owls. and I think they're going to be all over the place. You start looking, you'll find them all over online because a lot of people are enjoying them, enjoying creating with them, and there'll be a lot more as soon as customers can order them as well. So that starts on January 5th, which is just in 2 days from now. You will be able to get yourself some adorable owls. All right, so let me flip you down. Chat for a second. Flip. Flip. There we go. Okay, so those will be available, like I said, in 2 days, and for the month of January and February. That's when Sale A Bration is this year. So for qualifying orders of $50 or $100, there are free things that you can get that can be found in the Sale A Bration catalog. If you're a customer of mine and you haven't received it yet, please get in touch with me and I will take care of you. If you don't have a demonstrator, please get in touch with me and I will take care of you. If you have another demonstrator, get in touch with them and they will take care of you. And starting in 2 days, I can actually show you what's in the catalog, but right now they have rules, and I'm a rule follower when it comes to that. So if you saw anything that you needed here, or you want to place an order starting on the 5th, my website is bettyboop.stampinup.net. You can find all these items as well as additional Sale A Bration things that will be available then. Alrighty. If you have any questions at all, I will go back and see if there were any comments, and I apologize because I wasn't able to see them. But if you have any questions, I will answer them. If watching the replay, if you have any questions, just leave them, and I promise I will get back to you with some answers. All right, I will see you next Tuesday, which will be the 10th of January, for some more crafting inspiration. All right, I hope you have a great night, a great week, a very good beginning to an awesome year. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.